Welcome to Flashback, a recap of stories that made headlines during the week. On Monday, the Super Falcons' victory at the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations in Morocco dominated headlines across the country. President Bola Tinunu celebrated the Super Falcons by hosting the team led by Captain Rashida Ajibade and head coach Justin Madugo at the State House, Abuja. President Tinunu conferred national honors of Officer of the Order of Niger on the team, announcing the Naira equivalent of a $100,000 cash gift for each player.
I've received this trophy on behalf of all Nigerians, and I say to you, thank you for the dedication, thank you for your passion, and thank you for reminding us of the strength of the Nigerian spirit. On behalf of the grateful nation, I hereby conferred on the players the 11-man technical team with national honor of Officer of Niger. Additionally, I hereby direct the allocation of 3-bedroom apartments for each of the players and technical crew in our Renew Hope Estate. In addition, there is a cash award of the Naira equivalent of $100,000 each.
Your triumph at the 2024 Women African Cup of Nations in Morocco was not just a win, but a testament of resilience, teamwork, and determination.
Then on Tuesday, the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, said the armed forces have made significant gains in the fight against insecurity since President Tinunu assumed office. The NSA was speaking at an interactive session organized by the Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation in Kano State.
Advisor Nuhu Ribadu says Nigeria has turned the tide against insecurity through a coordinated intelligence-led strategy adopted under the President Bola Tinubu administration. He addressed earlier silence by the security authorities, saying it was a deliberate strategy to focus on results without exposing tactical operations. According to the NSA, over 300 notorious bandit leaders have been eliminated in the last 2 years as he listed bandits neutralized by security forces. He says a total of 12,100 hostages have been rescued as of July 2025, an increase from 11,250 in May, while illegal firearms have been recovered and destroyed.
We have worked in the last 2 years. I was here with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu 2 years ago in this hall, and he gave his own promises. He gave a commitment, and he said he will do this work. He assembled us as a team, and he gave us directives. This thing has to be addressed. Enough is enough. Decades of suffering must stop.
The NSA disclosed that 3 separate attempts to attack the Kaduna-Abuja train route were foiled by security forces, particularly the Nigerian Air Force. He praised the Kano State government's role in these gains, particularly the Kaduna Peace Model, championed by Governor Obasani, which he says has made the state over 80% safer.
Salute once again Governor Obasani. It was very innovative, the Kaduna model.
He warned against politicizing national security, stating that some people have deliberately refused to acknowledge the progress made for political reasons.
300 of these people are gone today, less than 2 years. Before we came, no, I challenge anyone to come and give us figures. Let them come and give us. The lists are endless. Bandits neutralized between February and May this year alone.
The security authorities reaffirmed the government's commitment to restoring full peace and stability, saying Nigeria is now in safer hands and the armed forces are more determined than ever.
The next day, Wednesday, in Benu State, the governor, Hyacinth Alia, dissolved the State Executive Council. The decision was announced by the governor at the close of the meeting of the Benu State Executive Council. In a statement released by the Chief Press Secretary, the governor appointed former two-term Attorney General of the state and Commissioner for Justice Moses Ataga as his new Chief of Staff. Also on that same day, police officers announced the rescue of 35 women and children kidnapped by bandits in Niger State.
The rescued victims, 16 women and 19 children, were abducted at different times, with one held in captivity for as long as 11 years. The most recent abductions occurred in February 2024 from Shiroro and Rafi local government areas of Niger State. According to police sources, they were intercepted between the 3rd and 5th of July while bandits were attempting to relocate them. One of the rescued victims, Halima Shehu, spent over a year in captivity. She expressed relief and joy at the prospect of reuniting with her family.
I
spent a year and 6 months in their custody. We suffered painfully and now God has rescued us.
In Mina, the Federation of Muslim Women Association in Nigeria, Form 1, is leading a training session for stakeholders. The focus is on using psychosocial and religious approaches to help the victims heal and reintegrate.
Well, because the ones that are under police custody, now most of them are women, and some of them are even pregnant, and some of them are carrying babies. And from the reports we read, some of them are already saying that they want to go back to their husbands.
Psychologically, their brains and minds have been worked upon. They have been made to believe that the life there is okay for them.
We're going to engage the community leaders. We're going to engage religious leaders in these communities to educate them on what religion, especially Islam and Christianity, said about how to handle survivors.
Authorities say concrete plans are underway to safely return the victims to their families and monitor their long-term recovery.
Well, let's flash back to Thursday when Justice Hannah Ajayi of the State High Court sentenced Abdurrahman Bello to death by hanging for the murder of Hafso Lawal, a final-year student of the State College of Education in Ilorin. 4 other co-accused were discharged and acquitted.
There was a large turnout at the Akure State High Court in Ilorin as residents of the community gathered to witness a judgment in a case that has deeply unsettled the state capital. Abdurrahman Bello was arrested and charged alongside 4 others for criminal conspiracy and culpable homicide after body parts of Hafsa Lawal was discovered in his residence. During the trial, he claimed that Hafsa, a final-year student of the Akure State College of Education Ilorin, was his girlfriend and that she died during sexual intercourse. But after a careful review of evidence, Justice Hannah Ajayi found him guilty of culpable homicide and sentenced him to death by hanging. She described Abdurrahman's actions, including preserving the victim's body parts and blood, as cruel and a clear indication of premeditated murder, likely for ritual purposes.
The culpable homicide, he was there, I was sentenced and found guilty of that one, dead by hanging. That is the pronouncement of the court today.
As no piece of evidence was adduced before the court to establish the commission of the offense of rape, it wasn't in any evidence that he forcefully had the carnal knowledge of the deceased.
The judgment brought relief to the family of the late Hafsa Lawal and members of the Ilorin community as the courtroom erupted in applause and emotion.
We have been here several times for the sitting. We thank Almighty Allah for giving us the victory.
The 4 other defendants were discharged and acquitted as investigations and evidence did not link them to the crime.
And finally, on Friday, the Court of Appeal sitting in Akure affirmed the election of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa as Governor of Benu State. The court dismissed appeals filed by 4 opposition parties against the tribunal's ruling, which upheld the victory of the governor.
Four political parties, the People's Democratic Party, Action Democratic Party, Allied People's Movement, and Social Democratic Party, had challenged the outcome of the November 16, 2024 governorship election, asking the Court of Appeal to overturn the decision of the Benu State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal, which validated the election of Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa and his deputy, Olaide Adelami. But in a unanimous decision, the three-man panel of justices struck out the appeals, one after the other, for lacking merit and failing to substantiate allegations of non-compliance with the Electoral Act. The court held that the appellants did not present convincing evidence or credible witnesses to show how the alleged irregularities affected the outcome of the election. Governor Ayedatiwa described the judgment as a welcome development and praised the justices for their thorough and unanimous ruling.
The appeal court here in Akure, Benu State, has just affirmed the decision of the election petition tribunal concerning the governorship election that took place on the 16 days of November 2024, in which I and my deputy were returned as winner of that election. So I want to use this opportunity to thank the people of Benu State who gave us the mandate overwhelmingly, a record-broken victory, 366,781 votes across the entire local government.
So with this, I want to appeal to other political parties. They should come around, join hands with the government, give their advice for the governor, because all of us belong to this state. This is our state. We have no other state to call ours.
With the appellate court verdict, attention now shifts to the Supreme Court as the four opposition parties may seek to pursue the case further.
On Friday, President Bola Tinubu called on young Nigerians active in the digital media space to harness the platforms as instruments of national progress. The president spoke at the Progressives Digital Media Summit, themed unveiling the critical role of new media in national development.
The summit convener, Segun Dada, special assistant to the president on new media, emphasized that in less than a decade, digital media has evolved from a tool of personal connection into a powerful engine for communication, innovation, and influence. He emphasized the importance of harnessing this force for good of Nigeria while managing inherent risks such as privacy concerns and threats to social cohesion.
This event is just not a conversation. It is a call to action, a call to policymakers, educators, entrepreneurs, technologists, and every citizen who believes in the power of digital. Let us unveil not only the role of social plays in national development, but also responsibilities we all share in shaping it for the greater good.
President Bola Tinubu commended the creativity and resilience of Nigeria's youth, as he described digital media as a driving force of economic and social transformation. The president said his administration is committed to supporting digital innovation through the National Digital Innovation Fund and policies that promote a thriving startup ecosystem. However, he warned practitioners to remain vigilant against disinformation and cyber threats.
I urge you to continue using digital platforms as instruments of national progress, but you should build business that employ others. Create content that uplift those around you. Use your influence to foster unity and not division.
Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, commended digital media practitioners who have consistently stood up for Nigeria and projected the nation positively on the global stage. Also, the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, highlighted the significance of the summit. He is optimistic that the summit would address several challenges and focus on strategies to combat fake news and misinformation.
Social media is not a fear category. As a public square, it is often chaotic and unregulated. Users frequently disregard rules, Invasive content is rampant. Deepfake and artificial intelligence-related content are increasingly used against political opponents. Posts are driven by clicks, not by truth or accuracy. This information spreads 5 times faster than official corrections.
The convener of this summit, Segun Dada, described it as a call to action for policymakers, technologists, entrepreneurs and civil society to harness digital tools for good and to shape national development with clarity and integrity.
And that's the news this hour. For more updates on the stories we're monitoring, you can visit our website, tvcnews.tv. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram and X at TVC News NG. Remember, we're streaming live on YouTube. It's TVC News Nigeria. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. You have a lovely night rest.